With the start of September, a brand new Pokemon was revealed, and for a few days leading up to the reveal, there were some posts and teasers to help build up hype. This is probably the most unique looking Pokemon that we've had yet for Gen 9. So without any further ado, grab your Razor Fangs and let's jump into the sandstorm. Hey guys, look at these numbers. Only 1.6% of you are subscribed. So if you want to support the channel and catch videos as soon as they release, go ahead and subscribe and become part of Team Razorfang. For the newest Pokemon, we actually get two trailers. The first one is quite interesting, being shot like a nature documentary. Although we're not exactly sure who this researcher is, whoever it may be is trying to find out more information on the Pokemon that leaves behind these strange paint markings around the forest. And eventually he reveals to us the name,
Grafaiai.
And our documentary man here is hoping to catch a glimpse of Grafaiai where it has already left its patterns, setting up a network of cameras hopefully to catch it on film. The first thing he finds is actually a scatterbug, which seems like a miss, but the narrator actually explains to us that Grafaiai's markings give off a sweet scent used to lure other Pokemon as its prey. Right after that, we see Grafaiai move in the background real quick, before getting a close-up of its eyes, tail, and hands, along with its berry-eating habits. We even get to see it begin to make its infamous markings. The narrator even explains that the color it uses to paint depends on what berry it is eaten. Additionally, he explains that painting over the markings of another Grafaiai, as we can see here, is like a territorial challenge, claiming the area for itself. And finally, we get a clear full-body shot of our newest addition. And that concludes the first video. Definitely a creative and interesting introduction. But that leads us right into the second video, which is more gameplay focused. The first shot is of an in-game tree covered in Grafaiai's markings. I don't know about anyone else, but it kinda seems to me like an offhanded reference to the notorious trees of Generation 8. Once the camera pans down, we can see Grafaiai in-game painting over every inch of the tree, even down to its roots. Most of the details here actually come from the Pokémon website. And the trailer is more of an in-game showcase. The Toxic Monkey Pokemon. Grafaiai is a poison normal type. It says that they're a moody Pokemon that concerns itself with accuracy and detail. Preferring to roam alone, it's constantly in territorial struggles with other Pokemon, something that we actually see in the previous trailer. It can have the abilities Unburden or Poison Touch. While Poison Touch does make a lot of sense, Unburden is particularly interesting here. The ability doubles the Pokemon's speed stat when the held item is used or lost, which will encourage more consumable items like berries. This fits very well with what we learned before. The color of Grafaiai's paint is dependent on what berries it's eaten. Grafaiai is actually nocturnal, and once the sun sets, it licks its hands and covers them with poisonous paint, using them to draw patterns on trees to mark its territory. The poisonous saliva it uses to paint can also be used to paralyze bug-type Pokemon, which are lured by its sweet scent. But by the time Grafaiai returns, it's mostly collecting incapacitated prey. When Grafaiai senses danger, the saliva becomes even more toxic, concentrating the poison in its saliva, resulting in a far more potent toxin. And it's some serious stuff too, as it can immobilize victims for up to 3 days. And they attack their foes by spitting at them or slashing with their paint-coated claws, almost like using a can of spray paint or other painting tools as a weapon. Grafaiai might be based on the Ai, a long-fingered lemur native to Madagascar, connected by both name and lemur-like appearance. Ai are actually well known for having an especially long and thin middle finger, and they use these fingers for a particular type of foraging where they tap into trees to find bugs, first gnawing a hole into the wood with its teeth before reaching in with its extra long finger. Additionally, its poisonous typing may derive from folk beliefs of the Ai. You see, these lemurs are often viewed as the harbinger of evil and death, and are even killed on sight. This comes from the belief that if one points his narrowest finger at you, then you are marked for death. And it was thought that if one of these lemurs is spotted in a village, that someone in the village will die soon. The only way to prevent the death would be by killing the lemur. The Sakalava people native to Madagascar go as far as to claim that the Ai sneak into houses and straight up murder sleeping people by puncturing a hole in their victims. So whether by pointed finger or puncture, it's almost as if the victims are being poisoned, hence the poison typing. Grafaiai's English name is clearly similar to that of the word graffiti, while also possibly taking inspiration from the Ai. However, its Japanese name, Tengenguru, may be a combination of the words tagging and saru. Tagging refers to graffiti artists and their signatures, typically done as a name or symbol that represents the artist, as well as the Japanese word for saru, meaning monkey, or tagging monkey. While Grafaiai itself may bring up imagery of graffiti tagging youth, its painted trees design is actually inspired from a real-life location. If the painted markings on the trees look familiar, then you're on the right track, as they very closely resemble the painted forests, or the Oma forests, of Urdaibai. Urdaibai is actually a nature estuary region found in the Basque Country of Spain, located by the Bay of Biscay on the north of the Iberian Peninsula. The area covers about 220 square kilometers, or about 85 square miles. The area also contains some remnants of prehistoric, Roman, and Middle Age artifacts. Particularly of note is the Saint-Mamime cave, which holds artifacts dating all the way back from the Middle Paleolithic Age to the Iron Age. This cave is actually considered to be one of the most important archaeological sites of the Basque Country, typically best known for its mural paintings of the Magdalenian period. Speaking of paintings, Agustin Ibarrela is the artist behind the Oma Forest. Considered to be part of the land art movement, he painted up to 500 pine trees. The aim of the project was to display the negative harmony between humans and nature. The painted designs on the trees themselves were actually inspired by the Saint-Mamim cave paintings nearby, attempting to use the same techniques on the trees that the cave people used to paint on the natural rock formations. Grafaiai is definitely a unique Pokémon, being the first poison normal typing to ever exist. I particularly like the punk, street art, graffiti aesthetic. Seeing these big reveals for a new Pokémon is a lot of fun, and I hope to do more in the lead up to Scarlet and Violet. So far, the Gen 9 designs have been a little out there, but overall I like them quite a bit. I love to see Pokémon like Grafaiai that are crammed with a ton of interesting inspiration and culture. But what did you think of Grafaiai? Did you like him, or is he a little over-designed? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you all again for watching. Like if you did, sub for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.